If you've never heard of Razer, they started out making computer mice for gamers. Then they moved into headsets, laptops, and it goes on and on. For gamers, by gamers. Sometime in 2011 though, well before their super popular Razer Blade Pro, and Blade Stealth laptops were out, they announced at CES they were working on a prototype called the Switchblade. Min Liang, the CEO of Razer, grabbed top talent from Apple, HP, and Dell to develop a portable gaming device. This small laptop essentially featured the state-of-the-art Intel Atom processor at the time and a clever keyboard comprised of small screens that allowed it to change out keys as needed for games, keyboards, etc. Kind of reminds me of the Elgato Stream Deck at the moment. It even won People's Choice Award that year at the convention. Unfortunately though, it never made it past the concept phase. But it would appear that almost 7 years later, Min Liang has not quite given up on the concept of a portable gaming device. This is the simply named Razer phone, and as is Razer fashion, it has a crazy spec sheet. Firstly, it's encased in a very Razer-esque CNC machined aluminum unibody with the oh-so-familiar Razer three-headed snake etched into the back. No, it doesn't light up, but there will be a limited edition model that will at least have the snake in green. Instead of Windows, Razer is using Android, and it's built on the Snapdragon 835 processor with 8 gigs of RAM. It also has 64 gigs of internal storage with a micro SD card slot that can support up to 2 terabytes to expand the storage, along with the ability to install apps and games to the SD card using Android Marshmallow's Flex storage ability to format the SD card so that Android sees it as if it's internal storage. Important, obviously, for a device that is geared at gaming. The screen is a 5.72-inch 2560 by 1440 IGZO display, the same display technology from their laptops, by the way, but it has a 120 Hz refresh rate that can dynamically be altered to go to the higher end for smoother gaming and the lower end to conserve power. The volume and power buttons on either side of the device are symmetrically located for a reason. Razer says the device was designed for gaming and meant to be used in landscape mode most of the time. With that in mind, we have 2 stereo speakers on either side of the device, and even though I only had a small time with the device, they are properly loud. As in, might be the loudest speakers on a phone I've ever heard. There is no headphone jack, and instead they just have a USB-C port. Razer did mention though that they'll be including a USB-C to 3.5mm dongle that isn't just an adapter but also contains a DAC certified by THX, a company that they recently bought, to improve the quality. Around the back of the device we have dual 12-megapixel cameras, one telephoto with a 2.6f aperture and a wide one with a 1.75f aperture. On the software side, Razer has gone with stock Android with only a few apps they've added to help with gaming and a few other things. Even the camera app is basically the stock Android camera app without any buttons to switch between lenses, portrait mode, or any of that stuff. The device instead just automatically switches from the wide to the telephoto as you pinch in to zoom. Simple. The launcher on the device might also seem a little familiar, and it's because it's one of my favorite third-party launchers actually, called Nova Prime, and it's included for free. Razer told me, why even go through the effort of making a launcher when the majority of their users are going to replace it with Nova anyway? And I honestly can't argue with that. Another choice that I have to give them credit for is an unlockable bootloader, which I'm told will work easily with the normal Android ADB commands. Now, if you're curious about what that means, etc., don't worry, I'm actually gonna do a video on this separately when I get a review unit. The device also packs a 4,000 milliamp battery, also obviously important for gaming, and is the world's first worldwide available phone to offer Qualcomm's Quick Charge 4.0 Plus to be able to charge that massive battery. It'll do 50% in 30 minutes, but keep in mind that's 2,000 milliamps in 30 minutes. The device costs $699 and is available for pre-order right this moment. It'll then start shipping November 17th. There guys, really quick rundown of all of the latest info on the new Razer phone. If you want more info on it though, you can click the link below to check it out. I don't know, kind of cool. I thought it was really interesting. It doesn't have like our 18:9 aspect ratio and the small bezels and It's not IP rated, by the way. They told me that's because of the speakers, like to have those kinds of speakers, you just couldn't do that. So I don't know, like it's not quite what we look for when we think of like a flagship phone, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a bad thing necessarily. It still has, there's still something about it that's unique, that's kind of appealing. And of course, you know, if you have one of those laptops, now your phone matches your laptop, bonus. But yeah, I'm sure there's a market for this. I think my biggest question is it really going to be that much better at gaming than say any other Android phone out there? When I get the review unit though, well, I'll take a look and let you know. Otherwise, if you like this video, please thumbs up it or share it. It's greatly appreciated. And if you want more videos like this, please check out the rest of my channel. And if you like what you see there, please subscribe. As always though, thanks for watching.